Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Reality Recap. I'm your host, Queen E, and today, y'all the co-hosts, because y'all did not play with the commentary from week 3. We got essays. We got voice notes on voice notes on voice notes, and I am very appreciative. But for the sake of time, let's maybe keep them between a minute to like a minute and a half, just so we can get through enough people's voice notes. Today is basically just going to be like the people's episode. I'm going to be going through all of the messages that we were able to collect about this week's events. Yeah, you guys had a lot to say. But before I get into it, as always, like, comment, share, subscribe. If you're on Apple Podcasts, you can get an ad-free version with Apple subscriptions. Definitely hit us up at the Reality Recaps Instagram. It is Reality Recap Pod. That is the @ over there. Some people, unfortunately, haven't been able to send voice notes. I'm not quite sure why that is, but the alternative is to just write out your feelings. And then other people have sent in voice notes. So I'm going to be playing those as well. Week 3 was a mess. Was an absolute mess. Shout out to Meg for giving us the palate cleanser that we needed, because my goodness, from Sunday to damn near Thursday, we were going through a lot. Okay, I know Wednesday was on fire because we had no idea where the show was going to take things on Thursday, but Thursday was the episode we needed. Let me not speed past this. I said this is y'all's episode, so let me get into your thoughts. We're going to start with the first voice note and go from there. Hopefully my volume is up. Let me turn it up. Here we go.
Queenie, I'm here with my sister and brother watching tonight, and what did I say about Ace and Jeremiah? Physical fight, it's coming tomorrow night. I'm feeling it. I know it sounded crazy at the time, but it's going to happen. Olivia, my older sister, what was the most shocking moment tonight?
Ace is trying to instigate. I think he's realized that he's getting less screen time because he knows that people are making out in spaces where they shouldn't be. So he said, let me just insert myself into Jeremiah's life. And Jeremiah's like, I have an easy out. Don't insert yourself. It's already breaking. But they've made a happy home. You know, they've slept in a home together with a child. So I don't know what's going to happen.
Happy Father's Day to Jeremiah.
Happy Father's Day,
Oh
Jeremiah.
my gosh, we were surprised by them voting for Huda. Like, shocked. Genuinely shocked.
I'm so happy they broke it up by couples because they knew that the guys would break and the girls would stay loyal to an OG. But this made it even more obvious.
Nick and Ace have something against Huda.
More fights are going to come from this. It's really insane.
I cannot wait for the rest of the season. What a great season so far.
The season really is eating, guys. And if you are watching UK, again, I'm not covering it on this podcast, but you're missing out. Like, it's good stuff going on over there. But for context, what happened on Sunday/Monday was America's vote, right? We know that America was dying to split up Jeremiah and Huda. And basically, when the last 3 bombshells came in, it was Jalen, Pepe, and Iris. America voted to put Iris with Jeremiah. And so Huda, distraught. Absolutely distraught. And then we had Jalen, who was put with Alondria. And lastly, Pepe, who was put with Hannah. Hannah, also distraught. Now, Hannah, I don't have enough evidence, but it's looking a little bit fraudulent when it comes to you. The way this girl was bawling, you would have thought that he was off to be decapitated. I kid you not. I'm thinking, Hannah, girl, he's just going home. If anything, it's for the best because he doesn't want to see you cracking on with some next man. Like, girl, tone it down. When everybody was in tears, Maya was bawling, Hannah was bawling, Huda was pissed. Iris is there just like, wow. And it killed me seeing online everybody wishing Jeremiah a happy Father's Day. Meanwhile, this man is like in absolute turmoil in the villa. Like, not y'all trolling him. He has no idea what's going on. But basically, because those couples got split up, the single islanders were now Taylor, Huda, and Charlie, right? The islanders decided to keep Huda and Taylor. Do I keep calling him Tyler? My bad if I keep doing it. I don't know why. My spirit just really wants to call him Tyler. I don't know. But basically, it was Ace and Nick who voted for Huda. It was, oh gosh, who else was left? Amaya, I think Shelley, and Austin voted for Charlie. No. Austin must have voted for Taylor. I don't know. The point is, it was a little bit controversial that Ace and Nick voted for Huda, especially because of how the week kept going. I'm really struggling to understand what their rationale was. I'm thinking, okay, for the greater good, if we split up Jeremiah and Huda, maybe we'll finally get some peace in this villa. Or do they really have it out for Huda? With the way that the season kept, the week kept going on, I don't think that was the case. But yeah, a lot of interesting votes were going on. Those same guys were then like chastising Austin for his vote because Charlie is like his bestie. And so Austin voting for Taylor kind of didn't make sense because now your bestie went home. It was better you vote for Huda and you got to keep your best friend. You know what I'm saying? But Austin's rationale was basically, hey, I don't really see Taylor putting in that effort, and neither do I. And so, yeah, I'm going to keep people here who are actually putting in an effort, and I just don't think that Taylor is one of them. I can't blame Austin for that rationale, but I still think that he probably should have saved his friend. Especially because I don't really think Austin has a lot of boys like that. And now Jeremiah is kind of in a similar position. He feels like he's been betrayed by his friends. That's unfortunate, but they've been saying, we don't like how fast you guys are going. We don't like this. It feels like love bombing. It feels like scamming. It feels like, they've been saying a whole lot of that. Do you guys feel like it was scamming and love bombing? I do know that Jeremiah in the beginning was giving very overprotective. He was definitely feeding into a lot of the delusion of this couple. But to go so far as to say like he was love bombing in the like clinical way, that he was being very manipulative, I don't think that we can actually say that. And on top of that too, we did see a lot of situations where Huda did either spin or misinterpret the things that were done and said to her. So yeah, I definitely think it's both of their part when it comes to the demise of their relationship. And I'm not surprised that America voted the way that they did. Now, Huda had such an issue with Jeremiah not talking to her after. What do you guys think? Do you think it would have been better if Jeremiah went straight to Huda to console her, or for him to take his time and be like, I'll let her cool down because clearly emotions are heightened? We see time and time again when he does speak to her and she's emotionally charged, the conversation doesn't go well. And the only time they were able to have a really fruitful conversation was after she had a conversation with Taylor and Alondria. They simmered her feelings down. It was another vote and he chose to, not a vote, sorry, another recoupling. And he chose to stand behind Iris's door. And so she was pissed. However, after they regulated her emotions, she was able to actually have a calm conversation with him. I also find it, is the word sad? Maybe let me say it saddens me that it takes so much for Huda's emotions to be regulated. And it seems like that's not a skill that she has within herself yet. And it takes her community to do that for her. It's good that she has a support system, but she's got to work on that. She's definitely got to find a way to self-soothe, because this like lashing out, it's not healthy. It's not safe. It's not fair. You just ain't it. So let me go to a message here. I'm going to read it. Guys, please don't judge my reading, because sometimes, especially when it's late like this, sometimes, I'll be stumbling and stuff. I wonder if I'm dyslexic. My brother says I'm not, but I think I'm like acutely dyslexic. Self-diagnosed, of course. So let me read another message that we have. It's late, so I could be a little bit delirious while reading this, but please forgive me, okay? So it goes, hi, Queen E. I love watching your videos. You are literally one of the first YouTube recap review channels I started watching because I had no one to talk to about these shows. Same. That's literally why I started. I have a lot of shows and a lot of thoughts on my mind. I had to get them out. And I got them out via YouTube. Always rooting for you. Anyways, I'm writing before watching your review so I can say my feelings in case you do say something that will change, that makes me see it in a different view. My Lord, I'm already struggling. Here we go. Huda and Jeremiah need to get out of my screen. First of all, I don't believe Jeremiah one bit. I think he is acting to Casa Amor, or so they can go to the final and be all, we've been together since day one. You know what's crazy about that? I think that people like who go on the show think that the story we like is the long suffering couple. They were in it from the beginning. They were tested and cost some more. They came back together. And for a lot of people, sure, they do like that. But I think at the root of it all, people like authenticity. You know what I'm saying? People like a genuine couple that you can root for, or somebody who stayed true to themselves while experiencing the process. And I think that's the situation with a lot of winners that we've had. Sometimes it hasn't been a couple that's been together from the beginning. I will say that's more of the story when it comes to US compared to UK. US, I'm thinking season 2 winner was Justine and Caleb. They weren't together from the beginning. Season 3 was Olivia and whatever that man's name is. I think they kind of liked each other. No, they did not come together at the beginning either. After that, it gets a little murky on who won, not gonna lie to you. But Hannah and Marco won. They were not together from the beginning. Serena and Cordell won. They were together from the beginning, but they had a rocky start. Lord have mercy. So it really just kind of depends. People vote on personality. This show is a personality contest, if we're being honest. So the story of we've been together from the beginning, they need to let it go because it's not always that. The message goes on to say, and my issue is with Huda. Sometimes when she talks to him, it is like she's babying him and she's doing all the work for him. Girl, let him show you he actually likes you. Also, I don't think her being a mom is anything wrong, like nothing wrong, but she needs to stop with how she is moving. She's making a big deal for nothing, going around telling everyone one by one. I also don't agree with how she has been, I can't even say necessarily it's using, because I don't think that it's like a malicious thing that she's doing, but because on the outside, maybe she's a little bit more tentative with telling people she's a mom, she's doing that on the inside, and it can come across as manipulative, especially when you say, I'm gonna wait until I know you're invested to then say that I'm a mom. Girl, no. And now we're seeing with Jeremiah, it didn't pay off at all. So yeah, the funniest thing too about these one by one reveals, when she told Ace is like, she's like, the reason why I invest so quickly, so fast, and so deep with people is because I'm a mom. He's like, yeah, my mom is a single mom too. And I know that it can be hard, but that's not an excuse. And that's really it. It's not an excuse. You still have a responsibility to be able to temper your emotions, especially if you have a kid who's potentially watching, or people are going to bring it up to their kid later on. Like that happens a lot. I remember I used to be so involved in Teen Mom, and people would say that people would go up to their kids being like, oh, aren't you from Teen Mom? Didn't your mom do this? Didn't your mom da-da-da? Like it happens. So I do think that there's almost an extra responsibility when you are a parent. But anyways, let's go on. Hopefully you get what I'm getting at. Also, low-key feel the way Nick reacted was the way she hoped Jeremiah reacted. That is true. Nick was a lot more receptive. He was a lot more excited, a lot happier. But I also think he's able to do that because he's not involved in the situation. If he was with somebody who disclosed that to him, I also think that he would be more empathetic because of his own situation, being a sperm donor and all. Of course, being a sperm donor is different than being like an active present parent. But yeah, it's different stakes when it's your partner telling you, by the way, I got a 5-year-old at home. That might not be everybody's cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? Shelley needs to let it be known she don't like Austin like that. Big facts. She is keeping him because she knows Ace is not reliable and will want every bombshell coming in. No opinion on Austin. He can go. Does deserve clarity from Shelley though. I fully agree with that. Also, no hate. I'm the only... Oh gosh, hold on. Oh, they're annoyed with Austin and Amaya's voices. I can't say that I disagree with that one either. This bombshell isn't bombshelling. Which bombshell was that? Which bombshell wasn't bombshelling in episode 9? I don't recall. But I agree with a lot of your sentiments for sure. I do think Austin does deserve some clarity. I also think Austin can pick himself up and walk out of the situation. So I'm not going to have too much sympathy for him. But yeah. I forgot how much went on in week 3. My goodness. Let's go on to the next voice note.
Hey girl, I'm watching Love Island US. And girl, Nick has a cold sore on his lip, and he's kissing everybody in this lumberjack game. Well, not kissing everybody, but he's kissing, right? And it's just, I know a large amount of the population gets cold sores, but you're not supposed to be kissing with a fucking cold sore on your lip. And this is his second cold sore this season, because I clocked that cold sore a few episodes.
Okay.
And now this is a different one. Girl, I don't know. I just feel like production should say something, step in, say Nick is sick for a little bit. I don't know. But this is why I couldn't be on the show. That cold sore would have popped up, and we're not playing no games, no kissing games, y'all. No.
I'm with you. I'm with you. You got a cold sore? Stay away from me. And I'm surprised that we haven't seen more mumps and bumps from the people in the villa with all of the cross-pollination. Let me say that, okay? I actually didn't notice a cold sore. I noticed Mount Everest, but the cold sore I did not see until my friend messaged me and she was like, baby girl, this man has a cold sore. I said, does he? And sure enough, he did. But you're saying you're clocking that this is the second one. It's interesting too, because I think with cold sores, it's a little bit different. It's a variant of herpes, but it can be agitated by certain things. So it might be missed in like an STI testing, and they all get STI testing before going on the show. So yeah, I do think, like you said, production maybe should have put a pause on Nick's lip activities until that cleared up, because we don't know what's spreading out here. And one of the guys might get it by way of kissing one of the girls that he kissed. It's a lot. I also think too, just in general, the health and safety of these villas, I'm concerned, because the spit swapping, I think if it's like you're only choosing one person in every challenge, it's a smidge different. Of course, something is still going to spread because at some point somebody's going to kiss a different person than they intended to. But at least there's a bit more quality control that way. This lumberjack challenge, Alondria was making out with like 6 people. It was a lot. And I'm thinking like, number 1, health and safety. Number 2, oh my gosh, my psyche. Like, I don't want to be tonguing every man in this villa down. I don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. Oh, Maya said, we don't want to do that. Sorry. I wouldn't want to do that at all. You right. That would be a big deterrent for me. I would never, but if I ever was called on a show like Love Island. Ugh, nasty, icky, sticky, okay? We have a message. This one is long. Again, bear with me, guys. My reading. A little touch and go right now. Okay. Hey, for some reason, I'm not able to send a voice note. I'm so sorry, guys. Maybe there's something that we can fix on our side. We'll sort it out. I'm coming from YouTube to give my thoughts and prayers on Love Island USA. Okay, firstly, let me start with Ace. Ace is a player, and he's definitely going to be a problem for sure moving forward. But obviously, the entertainment for me, because this is... this season, guys, help me out, please. Y'all can't type like you're talking. Type like you're typing. Because, okay, hold on. The entertainment for me, because this season is eating. Also, I really want to see how this connection with Shelley goes. Although, oh Lord have mercy. They are definitely playing a game, the both of them, but I want to just see how this eventually would play out. I'm curious too, honestly. I do feel like, although Shelley is indulging the game, her feelings are getting involved for sure. I do think Ace's feelings are getting involved, but he's sticking to this thing of like, I'm not going to invest anything more than what I already have until I am for sure. Even after we do see, spoiler alert, Shelley and Ace couple up, he is kissing her a bit more. But as soon as the next bombshell came in, he was like, yeah, let's go. Like he's really playing the game. And I would like for Shelley to do a little bit more of that, but sometimes we mess around and we find out that we cared more than we thought we did. Okay. Also, he did my girl Amaya dirty. Yeah, actually, I feel like she would have been more likable if he had actually wanted to explore that connection from like the beginning. But like he didn't even he didn't even give her a chance just to be in a couple. So I definitely think you did Amaya dirty. I didn't like him for that, but unfortunately, he's still my favorite guy at the moment. I can't be too mad at him either. I'm so sorry. He pushes storylines, and that's what we need on shows like this. Now for Charlie and Hannah, I'm not gonna lie, until the last episode, I kind of forgot about them because obviously they're not getting much screen time. I knew Charlie existed because now Hannah, she's coming into her own. She's now being crazy, moving crazy in the villa. And obviously, I mean, she's on fire right now. So I really want to see how she's going to set the villa on fire, how the drama is going to come. I hope there's going to be drama because the season so far has been very good. Yeah, I think that with the whole Hannah Charlie situation, I'm curious to know why production decided to kind of just like push them to the side. There clearly was something really building there. Maybe production didn't anticipate for her to have the reaction that she did. And then for her to flip the script completely and just latch on to Pepe the way that she has. But they definitely became side characters. They were easily forgotten until Charlie's place in the villa was in jeopardy. Yeah. And people keep gaslighting me on my channel, but I swear there was a situation where Charlie took Iris for a trap because obviously Hannah had been moving mad with Pepe. And Alondria says, Hurricane Hannah. I'm led to believe there's been more of Hannah going on behind the scenes that we're just not privy to. And maybe the producers were like, listen, we already got Amaya and then we got Huda. I don't think we could take a third. Okay. Like there's a lot of crashing out happening on season 7. Maybe they just need to pick and choose who's going to have their crash out moment. So Hannah definitely has the potential though, because we do see at the end of the week that she's getting a bit more territorial regarding Pepe. And yeah, if women come in and they're interested and he's showing some interest in them as well, we might see a Hurricane Hannah coming soon. Now, for the most annoying couple at the moment, Huda and Jeremiah. Oh my God. Huda needs to get her act together. Though I like her, it's now a little bit too much. But the self-sabotage is crazy. And she's just out here self-sabotaging herself, her relationship. And I can't believe last week I actually kind of liked her. I was still hoping, okay, maybe things will get better. But now, okay, I'm just like, yeah, she needs to go. And there's like people on TikTok who keep saying, oh my God, they should bring her baby daddy. Don't. Y'all like mess. Y'all like mess. Leave the baby daddy with the baby. Let them sort it out. Yeah, I was at a point too where Huda just needed to go. I will say that the redemption arc that they're giving her, I do feel like it could work on the masses, but the North remembers, okay? Never forget that. Thank you for sending in your messages, by the way. We're going to move on to another one. They say, okay, this is my take on week 2 of Love Island US. Is that week 2 or week 3? Hold on. No, we're in week 3, I think. So I'm going to self-correct. One, I don't know why everyone is surprised that Austin chose Taylor. If I'm being honest, I also would choose Taylor. Now, my biggest gripe is Ace. Why is he so obsessed with Huda? Like, please. And please. And to everyone who literally says he's right, I really want you to look at this man's patterns and Nick's. I don't know what's going on with Nick, but I'm mostly angry at Ace because he will not let the couple rest. Let me figure it out. I'm truly so tired because it really hurt me to see her up there because I already know that these men are just going to rip a new one. Charlie and Hannah had a better connection than Taylor had with Alondria. Like, please, I voted, but I did not vote for this. I think a lot of people kind of feel the same. I'm still struggling. I just cannot wait for these people to come out the villa and if you want to come on this podcast, let's have a conversation, okay? Because Ace's motivation, Nick's motivations still confuse me. I also feel like Nick didn't have as much vim for Huda and Jeremiah's situation until Ace kept reiterating. At first, it was just Ace. And then Ace would try to talk to Taylor, and Taylor was like, oh, okay. He would try to talk to Olandra, like, okay. But once he started talking to Nick latched on, and they both were running with that narrative. And so I'm like, is it jealousy? Is it concern? Is it gameplay? Is it really there's so many possibilities of what it could be. And I think the issue with Ace is how much energy he puts into it. It'd be one thing to mention like Alondria. She said, it kind of feels like love bombing, not gonna lie to you, but like, I'm gonna support my girl. It is what it is, right? You express concern and then you move on. But with Ace, it's like time after time after time, like I'm on his neck. I'm on their neck for why? What was the reason? Cue the Cardi B voice. What was the reason? I don't understand. I'm so keen to know what they say when they come out the villa because, yeah. The last part here, Charlie and Hannah had a better connection. I don't know if I would agree with that. I do think that Taylor and Alondra actually do have a good connection. I think that the cap is friendship. With Hannah and Charlie, I honestly didn't see it for them. Yeah, they were cuddly and kissy and whatnot, but I didn't really see much substance from that. And that could be a producer thing. They just didn't show us enough of that coupling. And now, knowing what we know now, I am led to further believe that it just wasn't that deep between her and Charlie. Did you guys see Charlie say that he hasn't watched anything? When Charlie was dumped, he said that he hopes that he and Hannah could meet up on the outside if she hasn't made a connection so that they can continue to get to know each other. Charlie, I'm going to need you to tune into the show. Yeah. I'm going to need you to watch the episode before you left and the episodes after. Yeah, she's not coming home. Not to you, at least. Anyways, let's go on to the next one. Queen E. First off, I want to start by saying I love your channel and this one and your personal YouTube channel. Thank you so much for supporting both. It means a lot to me. You are hilarious and your takes are spot on. Now on to Love Island USA. What the helly was that episode? Was that ending on episode 14? All episode, the Islanders were saying how toxic Huda and Jeremiah are and how they're getting irritated with the merry-go-round conversations. And then they had the nerve to vote like that. What in the world was that? To be honest, Huda should have self-eliminated. The guys in the house aren't going to crack on with her. She's lucky if the bombshell comes in and hasn't seen her 10 million crash outs and wants to pursue her. Oh, this show. I'm tight. I'm annoyed. I need a shot. I love you. I fully resonate with the ending. Let's put that on a shirt, okay? I'm tight. I'm annoyed. I need a shot. Period. Yeah, so basically they got to this recoupling and I love the twist that they did, okay? The recoupling was these doors and the girls behind the door had to pick one person who they wanted to couple up with, right? If that person comes up to their door and they unlock it, it's a match. If it is locked, that means the girl did not pick the guy who walked up to the door and you're now single if you don't have a match, right? So if I remember correctly, Sierra and Nick chose each other. Hannah and Pepe chose each other. And then Austin and Amaya chose each other. And I thought this was interesting because you're now setting a precedent. You know what I'm saying? Austin, you've made your choice. Stay there. And I hope I remember because something happened on Friday's episode that had me so annoyed with Austin. And I was like, not today, Austin. Not today. Jalen walked over to Alondria's door. It was locked. It was locked. I was so sad for him. Then Taylor walked up to Alondria's door. It unlocked. So that's a match. Ace danced over to Shelley's door. It was unlocked. That is also a choice. Ace, you have now picked Shelley. Okay? Do something. Show her more. Even Shelley in the next episode, she's going to complain like, I actually thought we were going to have more going on, but we actually don't. All of this build up for nothing? No, I actually refuse. I refuse. Then we have Jeremiah who walks over to, who walks over to Iris's door and it's unlocked. So they're a match. Huda crashes to the ground. Obviously, it's devastating, right? And she just starts cussing out Iris and what. And I'm thinking, girl, You said that I'm a girl's girl. I would never want to embarrass any girl like that. Like the way that she was so upset at how Alondra just told her, hey, time and place is not the time for whatever you're doing with your rah-rah right now. The way that she was so distraught, you would think that she would never do the same to somebody else. But there's a lot of hypocrisy when it comes to Huda sometimes. And I really just want to give Huda the benefit of the doubt, but every time the doubt is confirmed. Like every time the doubt is confirmed. Anyways, then it left Huda and Jalen single. And so each Islander had to stand behind the person that they wanted to keep. The whole episode, like this person just said, the Islanders are saying, okay, the name calling is too much. We're done with the back and forth. Like, why are they even talking to each other? They need to split apart. They need to what, right? But then, was it 6-4? I think the vote was 6-4 for her to stay. Ace was one of the votes. And then she reached her hand back and he was like, yo, hell no. Really? Hell no. He claims that he didn't see enough effort from Jalen. And you're seeing effort from Taylor? Don't piss me off. Ace, don't piss me off. So yeah, the whole villa was basically complaining about Huda's behavior, but then she stayed. Now, I did see a take on TikTok that I feel like I agree with. Basically, a lot of people have been questioning why production is choosing to keep Huda in the villa. I feel like this was their scapegoat. If you know, you know. I feel like this was their scapegoat to kind of just say, okay, well, we're gonna put the decision on the villa. The onus is on you now. You have an option to get rid of Huda. What are you gonna do? They kept her. So now I feel like production has the right to just wash their hands of the situation and say, we gave them an out. They didn't take it. It is what it is. Now, we don't know what kind of coaxing was happening behind the scenes, but the point of the matter is the villa had a choice and the choice was made. Jalen unfortunately got sent home. I'm so sad. There is a silver lining though, but I'm so sad. I feel like, maybe a girl in Casa More would have come or something. Like, I just wanted so much more for Jalen. Jalen had never left the country. It's his first time seeing like the ocean and being on the beach like this. And just, I think he said too, like the population of his town is just over 1,000, like very, very small town country boy. The silver lining is he made a TikTok. And since then, his TikTok has blown up. He has brands reaching out to him, traveling companies, airlines, hotels, resorts, restaurants, they're all in his comment section, so excited for him to now be like a brand ambassador. I couldn't wish for anything better. Alondra didn't want you, that's fine. When one door closes, literally another one opens. And I'm just so happy. I want all the best for Jalen. He's such a sweetheart. He deserves the world. All the best to you, homeboy. Let's go on to the next one. Oh, this one's also a message. Where are the voice notes? Ooh, y'all have me reading tonight. Hey, Queen E, just wanted to chat about the Tuesday night Love Island USA episode. The way they'll all be saying, oh, Huda is so draining, Hurricane Huda, but they still chose to save her. Like, please be so for real. Honestly, during the first part of week 2, I still thought Huda being on the show was going to be entertaining despite her crash outs. But let's be honest, this woman needs to go home, if not for the viewers or the other Islanders, for herself. She's not going to explore another connection, and she's basically just crying all day, and it's not fun to watch, at least in my opinion. The only two people who are justified in saving her were Ace and Taylor, because they just wanted Jalen gone. But other than that, I really don't see how any of the other Islanders can complain about her toxicity and still save her. Anyways, just wanted to say that, and that I love watching your reactions. Been watching since season 3. Oh, you're a real one. You've been here for a long time because I started season 2. So you were there damn near from the beginning. Have a great day. Thank you so much. I mean, I guess it kind of was a good idea to keep her around because we saw that the episode after that, the redemption arc of Huda, was insane. We saw her have a conversation with Jeremiah, although, well, she did eavesdrop on the conversation he was having with Iris and then infiltrated that same conversation. She came with a calm voice. She wasn't on no rah-rah. She like half accepted accountability. She's like, even though no, she's like, whether or not I added to the toxicity in the villa, you were also a part. I said, we were so close. You were so close to taking accountability. We were almost there. Anyways, they agree to be amicable. They both agree that they still enjoyed their time together. They have a hug and it looked like she wanted to kiss him. Girl, back up. He didn't give in, thank God. And he says, honestly, going forward, I'm just going to have to take my time away from her. And it seems to be the best option for him because, yes, Iris was there, but shortly after, a new bombshell came in and Jeremiah is very enamored by this girl. So, yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens with Huda. She also is now playing the field a little bit. She's exploring. I didn't think that she would, but she is. She's talking to Pepe. She's talking to the new bombshell TJ. And I'm like, okay. Maybe there's a chance for things to turn around for Huda in this villa. We will see. Another message says, why does Ace not go off on Taylor for staying with Alondra since day one? Taylor isn't even trying. I know he got a peep that. Okay, you better clock that. He has a problem with people being locked in from day one. Have Taylor, well, I guess because we now have the insight from Bildasha that Taylor had a connection with her as well. Maybe to Ace, it doesn't look like the same thing. But absolutely, these two have been connected from day one. He's told Ace multiple times that he doesn't find Alondra, or let me rephrase that. I was going to say he doesn't find her physically attractive, but I don't necessarily think that that's true. But I feel like that's what he said. I don't know. I'm trying to save him, but it just doesn't sound good. That physical connection between them is just not there. So I don't know why Ace keeps trying to push for them to do that when you don't like scamming. You don't like inauthentic couplings. You don't like men who don't put in the effort. If Ace was not up Taylor's booty hole, would he have put in the effort? Probably not. So yeah, I'm with you. Ace needs to clock Taylor the same way that he clocked other people. Like, come on. Oh, gosh. Okay. Oh, we've got a voice note. This one's a little bit long. Oh, am I going to pause it? I think let me just play it all the way through.
So first of all, Austin and Amaya, I actually didn't see that coming.
Me neither.
I don't know if there was any prelude to that, but I feel like they only started making their connection this episode. Yeah, I don't see it. Both of them talking is just no to me. But if it saves us from this Shelley, Austin, Ace triangle, great. Awesome, go for it, go for it. And maybe they could just find a way to get, but I like Amaya though. I don't want them to get rid of Amaya. Just Austin, please, kindly. Hannah and Pepe are back to kissing. Yeah, I mean, she honestly forgot about Charlie after the whole crash out that she had when he was dumped, as if he was going to the Navy or something, as if they posted him to Iran. But good for it. Good for her, I guess. But then the time when Huda was crying after Jeremiah pulled out Iris' chair, she was like, "Oh, Jeremiah is a little boy." Honestly, be for real. And you know what? Everybody needs to really start telling the truth and stop lying to Huda, because I feel like that's also enabling her behavior in some type of way, which is honestly just so annoying. The Islanders really annoyed me this episode. But honestly, what gagged me was the way Huda's baby was revealed to Austin. Yeah, the reaction that she's been waiting for, she got it. She got it with Austin, but she was not even there to see it. Oh my God. The star for me this episode was honestly Iris. Yeah, she just really has this personality that is just really nice to see. Obviously, I don't like that she's been used like a safe choice for Jeremiah, but honestly, is way better than whatever Huda is at this point. I hope she also finds someone that is better for her, because I do not think that Jeremiah is the one for her. I don't want him to have a connection with Iris, because he'd be telling Huda that, oh, he doesn't see anything with Iris, but then he then tells her to her face that, oh yeah, I fuck with you. He needs to go somewhere else, and I hope he finds someone else, because I want my girl Iris. I'm riding for my girl Iris now at this point, honestly.
Also, I saw on a TikTok that the reason why Huda moves the way she moves, I think a friend posted like something someone was reading on TikTok, is because she never watched the show before coming in, which like not even just as someone who's a mom, as just a normal person, you don't do research.
Hello?
It's not an excuse in my opinion. Like there's no reason for you not to research, and even though you also need to be self-aware of the behavior you're displaying because you are on live television, it might be hard for you, but really honestly, like no research, nothing.
I think there's another voice note that has to do with Iris as well, so I'm going to play that, but I just wanted to touch on the whole not doing your research thing. I feel like that makes it worse. You know, oh, she's behaving like this because she didn't know what the show was about. So you can't even use the excuse that she's playing up to the cameras. You can't even use the excuse that she's using this as a storyline. Like, this is how she really is. All the more reason to extract her from the show and sit her in front of that lady. I'm so sorry. All the more reason. The emotional regulation is off. The erratic behavior is too easy for her to tap into. And I'm not even trying to diminish her heartbreak. The girl, she was sold a dream, but she also was selling herself a big, big dream with some of the things that she misconstrued when Jeremiah would talk to her. So I do resonate with the fact that you had this image in your head that you fully believed in, and now that vision has been snatched from you. That must be painful. Simultaneously, the way that she handled herself when that happened is not healthy. Not for herself, not for the people around her. So yeah, her not knowing what the show was even about, allegedly. I don't even know if that's true, but allegedly. And how far true is that? Because I thought when you go on these shows, they make you watch at least a few episodes so you're familiar with what you're getting into. So I don't even think that's entirely true. But anyways, if in fact she was ignorant to what the show was about, then what we're seeing is potentially who she really is. And there needs to be some intervention regarding that. I also do want to be sensitive to the fact that on reality TV shows, typically there are extenuating circumstances. You know, like people are hungry, people are sleep deprived, people are missing home, people don't have any outlets, they don't have devices that they would when they're on the outside. So a lot of the emotions that you would feel on the outside are times a million in the villa. Totally understand. But other people have been able to emotionally regulate themselves from what we can see. So if she's unable to do that, let's get her in a position where she can do that. And if that means removing her from the villa, then that's just what we got to do. Okay. I'm pretty sure this one is also talking about Iris. We got some Iris fans in the house.
Iris needs a redemption arc so bad. Like, so, not even a redemption. She needs like an apology for real, for real. Like, have the girls really checked up on her? Question mark. Like, I think the only person who really checks on her is like Nick. Nick is a class act. Like, I like him. I really do. I really do. Such a class act. But yeah, yeah.
I felt that Eddie, yeah, no, seriously. I do think that Iris is having a little bit of a redemption, but unfortunately, her connection seems to be split right now. So basically what happened on Thursday's episode, we got Meg the Stallion. I cannot express enough how much I envy that woman's body. I know she says it's gym girl, but I'm sorry. A lot of that has to be natural. Like, you got to have the baseline for it to be like that. I ain't got the baseline. My boyfriend loves it regardless, but I ain't got it. I don't know what he be looking at. I'm like, it's not juicy. I want it to be juicy. Like Meg the Stallions. Oh, that girl is so fine, but we really needed that cleanse, okay? She came in, they were doing a twerk off, and they were doing limbo, and they were doing, listen, the twerk, good googly moogly, them things were juicy, okay? Guys, the envy. I'm sorry, I was so envious. But at the end of that challenge, we had 2 new bombshells come in. We had, I want to call him JT, but it's TJ and Andreina. TJ is cute, Andreina, fine. That lady's fine. Hey, she's gorgeous. She's from Spain and she's Dominican as well. And she lives in New Jersey. I think all those details are correct. Body banging, face card don't decline. She's so cute, so bubbly, so like airy and oh yes, I was eating it up. And so she's into Nick and Jeremiah. I think that she's definitely leaning more into Jeremiah, especially because on Friday's episode, we did see her kiss him in Soul Ties, and that isn't something that she's done with anybody else. She does flirt with Nick a lot, but she hasn't really taken it too far, and it's probably for the best because we found out that Nick and Sierra have now done the do. And as short as it may have been, it's always a can of worms when you start to get physical in that way with somebody. So yeah, I felt like Nick was doing a lot in that challenge, that nasty milk transfer. Ew, disgusting. But he was grabbing booties and licking bodies and just doing a lot. And he knew that Sierra wasn't a fan of what he was doing. Thankfully, it's equal opportunity for Sierra because she's getting to know TJ. She's getting to know TJ. He's into her. He's also into Huda a little bit and Iris. So I thought this was going to be Iris's redemption. She had a kiss with him in Soul Ties as well. But after that, he wasn't really talking to her much. And so I was like, I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about that. And then he did have a conversation with Huda. I personally feel like he's not feeling Huda like that, but he is indulging her. He is having conversations with her, which is something, okay? She's putting herself out there and she's trying. Speaking of putting herself out there, she wanted to talk to Pepe because she was like, yeah, Pepe, I feel like when you came in, you had eyes for me, but you didn't talk to me. Girl, how could he? Nobody could talk to you or Jeremiah, okay? But anyways, she's trying to talk to him or whatever. And this is bad because Hannah has been the girl who has been really attentive to Huda whenever she's been having her emotional outbursts. And now Hannah is even more connected with Pepe because they too have done the do. So yeah, it's definitely a messy situation. She claims, she didn't really know the pulling etiquette because she's just been with Jeremiah for so long. But anytime somebody tried to talk to Jeremiah, didn't you get pissed off? Didn't you? So you must have known that Hannah would also be pissed off. I think that Huda did owe Hannah a conversation. Simultaneously, it is Love Island. So like whatever, you still do have to explore the field. But yeah, Hannah was not happy with that. I mean, I don't think that Huda is going to stay looking for Pepe, especially because Pepe kind of made it seem like he was like pitying her a little bit. Yikes, big yikes, big yikes. He also said that he doesn't typically like a big personality. Hannah is the biggest personality he has dated. Huda would be even more than that. So yeah, these new bombshells, I feel like they're coming in and they're doing the damn thing. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see TJ, I almost had a stroke. TJ talk to more women. He hasn't spoken to Hannah, Shelley, Amaya, Alondria, none of them. I guess maybe they haven't really shown much interest anyways, but I do think that Amaya was kind of keen. And I also do think that Shelley was keen because as soon as he came in, she was like, oh, he is fine. And I said, oh, do we have an option for Shelley? No, we don't. And if he's not interested, it's fine. I mean, don't force it. It's worse if you force it. And speaking of forcing it, thank God I remembered before I go. Austin. Don't let me drag you by your ear, Austin. Because what was Austin's complaint this whole time? I want somebody who's all for me. Shelley's not all for me. Shelley likes Ace. I want Shelley. Blah, 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 blah. When he could have just picked himself up and moved out of this relationship, he's stuck by Shelley because, my best relationships came out of friendship. Whatever he was talking about. Now he's with Amaya. Amaya is laying it on thick. We know Amaya is quite intense, right? But this is what Austin wanted. He wanted somebody who's all for him. Why is he then going to have a conversation with Jeremiah talking about, it's a lot. It's a lot. And he's also going to talk to Ace being like, she's acting like we've been married 6 years with kids. And Ace is there. We know how Ace feels about the situation. But like, this is what you wanted. And then you have Amaya who gives him the opportunity. I don't know if she was able to read his energy. I don't know if somebody tipped her off. I don't know what it is. But she took it upon herself to go up to Austin and to say, am I doing too much? Are you uncomfortable with me calling you baby? Do you feel like I'm too affectionate? Do I need to dial it back? What does this man say? No. I love that you're affectionate. I love that you're all in on me. I just need to get used to it, but I love it. So I don't want to hear nothing else about it, Austin. Okay? I don't. That's all I have to say for week 3. We definitely started. Ooh, can I say that it was a high? I guess the height of a roller coaster, because we went through it at the beginning. And at the end, we had a safe landing. Thanks to Meg the Stallion, okay? We appreciate you, mama. Thank you so much for bringing back some normalcy to our lives. Anyways, I enjoyed this. Like, I really love hearing from you guys. It's just, it makes my heart flutter. Yeah, definitely keep sending them in. Let's try to keep them within a minute and a half, just because it's a lot. And if you are going to write in a message, guys, if I have to scroll, we're already doing a lot. Please be kind to me. Reading is hard. Okay. Reading can be hard at this time of night. But thank you guys so much for always interacting. I love you guys down. Make sure you're tuning in every Tuesday, liking, comment, sharing, subscribing, hitting us up on all the audio and visual platforms. Yeah, guys, I love you. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.